Good evening, it's Brian at Fitzpatricks Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare. I want to show you this car here. It's the brand new Hyundai i30, and this is the Tourer model. So it's got a big boot compared to the i30. This i30 range is now expanding, so you're getting cars such as the Fastback, which is the saloon. There's the i30 hatchback, which is this guy over here. And now, as we were saying, this is the touring version here as well. So I'm going to run through specifications. There's one model. It's basically what's called a Deluxe model. So let's have a look at the features on the car. If it is a tourer model like this that you're most interested in, then I suppose it makes most sense to start off at the back so you don't have to endure the rest of the video. So in terms of length on the boot, it is considerably bigger than the hatchback version over here. In terms of, we'll say, space from here, this length from there to there, call me old-fashioned in my measurements, but that's about 3 feet going from this section here all the way into the back. The other cool thing about it as well, it's nice and flat, as a lot of estate cars are along here. So when you're loading something in, it's so much easier when you don't have to contend with a little, we'll say, elevated section along there. So nice and flat along through here. Over here, we have a nice bit of deep storage in through there. As we move further on over here, if we open that up, easier to do with one hand than it looks. Small bits of storage in through there, which basically allow you to store away some awkward bits and pieces. Over here, we are going to have a little bit of storage again down through there. Very like the i40 actually in how this car is composed. And again, over here, we have another bit of storage in through there. The other cool thing is lights on both sides. So it actually is very, very well lit up inside. Usually with a lot of cars, you only have one light overall, so two makes a big difference. So as you're seeing, easy to access, nice and long, good and wide actually overall as well. And then the other thing as well is small little bits of storage on the sides down below. And actually there's going to be a spare wheel, which is hidden down underneath. So just by lifting up that section there, nice and easy to access overall. Apologies about the lighting. Just, it is dark, we're getting into that time of year overall. After that then, you'll have seen the i30s on the road. Taillight kind of structure, it's not terribly dissimilar to what's on the hatchback version, but a little bit more distinctive. So this is exactly how they look along through here. Just in case you are somebody that is looked at this car and you feel that car there is considerably longer, well then okay, yes it is, but the reason you're looking at this car is you might prefer the look of it, or you might need the extra bit of space. But like the Deluxe model, if you're concerned about having a long car, it's got a reverse camera. So when we go for reverse, in through here, makes things nice and easy for reversing overall. Roof rails will actually always come standard on these estate cars as well. So rail over here, rail over here. Okay, first of all, they have an aesthetic advantage. So if you look along here, this is their hatchback. Again, with the estate version, it just gives it a little bit of a chunkier effect on the roof and probably complements that whole tourer sort of look to the car. After that, we have bars that'll go from here over to the other side, and here again over to the other side as well. The reason you would want to do that is if you have a roof box and you just don't have enough space basically on the car overall, you'll put your 2 bars here, put your roof box up high. Or else some people also use this to carry bicycles, although I'm not sure, I still think I prefer the tow bar on the back kind of setup. I don't think it's as noisy, but anyway. Okay, after that then, nice rear spoiler, which again is very like the way the hatchback is set up. And then this section here comes out just to meet that. So it's actually a really, really nice finish along the back of the car. In terms of features on the outside, there is a really nice diamond cut, so nice and shiny. The finish on those wheels, diamond cut, so it looks really, really well when light is shining on the car or when the sun is shining on the car. At the front, the car will have, actually I must let that bonnet down for a sec. So at the front of the car, it's got a fog light in through here, it's got a daytime running light in through here, dipped headlight up through here, full light in through here, and your indicator set up in through there. And the engines, there's 2. So basically this is the first one, which it's a while actually since we've seen a petrol powered touring car, but I suppose this is probably a trend that's in the market now, where manufacturers are starting to produce super economical petrol engines. We do Honda here as well, and it's a similar kind of idea too. So turbocharged gasoline direct injection. That engine is a 1 litre 3-cylinder with a turbocharger. It produces 120 horsepower. It is €190 a year for road tax, and fuel efficiency is in the region of 50 to 60 miles per gallon, which in fairness is actually getting into diesel territory. There's also a 1.6 diesel which is already existing in this hatchback car here, and that car is 60 plus mpg, and road tax rate on the Tourer version is €190 for the year, and it produces 110 brake horsepower. So, one thing I would say to you is the diesel car does have a little bit more torque. While it's got a lower brake horsepower figure, it has a higher torque figure, and while this one over here has a higher brake horsepower figure, it has a lower torque figure in the petrol version. But as we were saying, petrol versus diesel, it is a trend at the moment, and it really depends on what your own needs are. So normally, if you come into me, I will sit down with you with a sheet of paper and we will figure out whether a petrol or diesel engine is more suitable for you, depending on your current driving habits and how much you spend on fuel at the moment, in an effort to make sure you're buying the right vehicle overall. One thing I forgot to show you while we're at the back, the seats, as you'd imagine, fold. And as we were saying, this is nice and flat along through here. And as we move up through the boot along through here, the back seats have also folded down as well. Okay, they are not 100% flat to go along with the boot, but they are definitely at about 85% of that angle overall. So when we go around to the side here, for loading up anything that is awkward, it makes things nice and easy overall. And one thing I find about Tourers as well, people sometimes obviously buy them because, yes, I need the extra bit of space. But sometimes people just prefer the look. They like the big kind of chunkier looking that a Tourer comes with. So I think there is going to be people that are going to come in and look at this car and kind of look at it and buy it from the point of view of aesthetics, not just practicality. Just while we're down here, Hyundai is the #1 brand in Kildare for the last 4 years. And guess what? We're going for the 5th year in a row again in 2018. So if we have a look in the back, anyway, there is Isofix over here. I'm going to go around to the other side because the lighting up here is a little bit better on this side, but not a lot. First of all, child locks over here, grand. Electrics for rear window over there. Come on, focus up, camera. After that then we have Isofix in here on this side. Your other seat over there also has Isofix. Everyone has a 3-point safety belt, everyone has 3 head restraints, and then in terms of seating in the back, that seat, I don't think I'd actually sit that far back in a seat. So if I sit in the car, forward, I'd probably go forward a little bit more. And then in terms of how I would sit in the back, so basically I've set the seat in the way that I normally sit in the front of a car. So if I sit behind myself in this car, in terms of legroom, so plenty of space back here, and if I move down along through there, got loads of space. Very, very good actually. But actually similar to the i30 in the hatchback, like this one here, because actually there's quite good legroom in the back of that as well. Anyway, while we're at it, let's have a look inside this car here. So first of all, over here we have, oh come on, how do we work the camera? Right, fine. Okay, electrics for rear windows, electrics for front windows. When I lock the car, basically I can set it over here that the wing mirrors retract. After that, then we also have in front of me a multifunction steering wheel. A little bit further over here, I'm just going to show you. 3 buttons over here. I have traction control. I have lane change warning. So if I depart from my lane, it is going to warn me that I've drifted out of the lane. Brightness of the dash over here, height of the lights, fair enough. After that then, in terms of the steering wheel, we have cruise control functions. So if I set this up in along through here, the first thing I can do is I can have my lane departure warning, which we talked about, but also a lane keep assist. So it is trying to keep me between the lines by manipulating steering inputs. But again, you can turn that on or off depending if you want, but I don't see why you wouldn't want it. After that, we have cruise control in through here, so we can set and maintain or limit our speed. Set down through there, and the various information in through here after that, which is going to be related to, for example, if we look at these menus, the first menu is average speed, how much fuel we have left, current speed overall, and then if we move on to the second one, the system on and off we were talking about is going to be drifting out of lanes or general attention. It's also got a forward-looking radar, so if you're driving forward, if something stopped in front of you like that i40 and you didn't react and you hadn't put your feet on the clutch or the brake, it'll automatically, under 30 kilometers an hour, it will attempt to stop you. Driver, passenger, curtain, airbag, side of seat, curtain up here, and then side of my seat then as well overall. So airbags overall throughout the car. So there's actually really good kind of normal safety you'd expect it in a car. Anti-lock brakes, traction control that we talked about, brake stability control, emergency brake assist, all that kind of stuff. And then the passive features like the forward looking radar and also the lane keep assist as well. So some very cool stuff going on. Steering wheel over here also has Bluetooth for mobile phone. So obviously we can make calls and take calls down through there, and it'll be displayed up here on the screen as to who's ringing you and all that kind of stuff. The clocks are nice and bright in the car. So like the big white clocks that Hyundai do these days, they're very like maybe I suppose years ago the older Toyota Lexus kind of style, and I always really admired that. So I really like the way they do the clocks in the cars now. The other cool thing as well is even simple things like when you turn on the lights or the wipers over here, it's actually telling you in the center, rather than having to squint and look down through here, it's telling you what setting you've put it on over here. Small thing, not important, but quite clever. Headlights are automated, which means they come on themselves at night if you leave it in this function over here. Down through here, you have heating controls with air conditioning, USB connectors down here if you want to play music or charge phone. As we saw already, we have the screen that pops up through here, which is going to give us our reverse camera, radio functions in through there as well, and then things like pairing up phone. And even I like the way it does this, it's actually showing you how to pair up on your phone. Like in this case, it looks like how the Android kind of setup would be. But, you know, for everyone, you have to kind of, I suppose, take it from the point of view that not everyone is as up to date on phones as other people are. So small, simple, thoughtful kind of things like that make life easier for everyone that could possibly go to buy a car like this. So anyway, that car will then come with, first thing, 5 years warranty, which covers things that shouldn't go wrong in the car, so it gives you great financial certainty. Second thing, it is going to cover you with 5 years of AA cover. If you had a mechanical failure, which is highly unlikely, you will be recovered off the side of the road. There will be a loan car sorted out for you, and the car will be recovered to your garage where you've bought the car. So it just means that you can never really be stuck, and that's for 5 years. Also, depending on what kind of car you are currently driving, you will be offered various deals, i.e. sometimes you can look at scrappage, and it really depends when you're buying a car, and sometimes free servicing as well. But if you give us contact at the time, we will go through exactly what's on offer for you at the moment. We are a family-run business in operation for almost 70 years. The garage, as we were saying, we've started doing Hyundai here since 2012, and since 2013 we've been #1 in Kildare, and we plan to do the same thing again this year. So if you come to a garage like this, family-run business in operation for that long, you can be sure that your money is being spent in the kind of garage where basically you're going to be looked after. So good after-sales service, that's why the garage is here for so long overall, and I think that's important when you're spending a lot of money in a car. If you're interested in finance, we can offer you excellent finance packages because we deal with all the major lenders. If you have a trade-in, there's going to be always different structures as to how we can trade in your car depending what year it is. So no matter where you are in the country, we'd like to hear from you. Brian is my name, 086-843-1945. If you come to the garage, just ask for Brian, please, and I'll be very happy to look after you. If you are far away and you'd like some information before you come down, whether it's trade-ins, finance, whatever it is, no problem, give me a shout. Anytime in the mobile, I'll be able to go through all that kind of stuff with you. If you managed to watch the whole video, appreciate your time. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I hope this car is of interest to you. If there's anything else in the range or any of the other cars we do, i.e. Mercedes or also Honda and including Hyundai here as well, and I haven't answered in this video, please do give me a call. I'll be very happy to hear from you, and thank you for taking the time to watch.